Here at Wissahickon at halftime with Norristown versus Tunkhannock, the scoring in the first half goes as follows. Brown for Tunkhannock, 2 3-pointers for 6 points. O'Malley, Tunkhannock's leading scorer, a 2-pointer, a 3-pointer for 5 points. Kinney, their center, number 34, with 3 field goals, 1 for 1 from the foul line, 7 points. Minnick did not score, did not play. Flood, their point guard, 2 field goals, 4 and 2 for 2 from the foul line. Check that, 6 points. Lipinski was 2 for 2 from the line for 2, for a total of 26 for Tunkhannock. For the Eagles, leading all scorers again for Norristown, their leading scorer for the season, Derek Perry, 4 field goals, 3 for 4 from the foul line, 11 points. Willie Anderson, 2 for 2 from the foul line for 2. John Cresswell, those 3 early 3-pointers for 9 points. Al Giddens did not score. That's not a good sign for the Eagles.
Not.
Rashid Green, the big story for Norristown, off the bench. 5 field goals, one of them a 3 for 11 points. And Mark Palumbo came off the bench for 2.
You know, Mark, Norristown could very well be up by 20 points at the end of the first half. They forced a number of turnovers, but again, they didn't capitalize on the turnovers that they had. So, you know, again, they had to work on their control after they steal the ball.
Okay, the other thing, the Eagles much improved from the foul line, 5 for 6, only 1 miss. An improvement over last week.
It's always a good sign when you can hit your free throw, especially for a team like Norristown who goes to the basket a lot.
Okay, moments away from the second half, inbounds play in the second half of this district final, or the district opening. Okay. Opening round of the state tournament, and we'll go right to the floor for the inbounds. What are you going to do? District. Allen back in the game for the Eagles, looks inside to Giddens. And Perry puts it back, pushing Norristown's lead up to 10 points, opening the second half, scoring for the Eagles.
Mark, I'm glad to see Al Giddens back in the game because he's a true low-post player for Norristown, and they need some low-post scoring. I think they took a few too many 3-pointers in the first half.
Tunkhannock again works against Norristown's pressure. Flood over to O'Malley. Long with the 3-pointer. Comes around, O'Malley again. Won't go. Blocked by Harry Allen.
Beautiful block by Harry Allen. Oh, that was a nice drive.
That's Bob Brown with the 2.
Nice drive by Bob Brown. Mark, Norristown really needs to try to get the ball inside. Draw some fouls on these guys.
Seem to be looking purposely into Giddens in the post, Joe, but Harry Allen decides to take the 3.
Well, we know Norristown's not going to hold the ball too long. They'll look into the post, but if it's not there, they'll fire that shot up. That's their MO the whole year. They can't do something different now. Another steal.
Could not handle the pass. Perry comes away with it. And now they go in the post to Giddens, works.
That's where they need to go, Mark, right there.
Uses his body nicely for his first 2 of the game.
There hasn't been too many guys who have been able to stop Al Giddens in the low post.
Brown looking for Kinney in the post, bounces it out of bounds.
This is where I think Tunkhannock has to be careful because we're down by 13. You know Norristown can spurt, and they can be down by 20 before you know it.
Well, Norristown can take you out of the ball game so quick.
In a hurry.
Of course, if they do, they need to step on them because we hate to keep referring to the district final game, but they did have a big lead and didn't put it away. Double teamed by Allen and Anderson. Harry Allen called for his 3rd personal foul.
That's a big foul, Marcos. They need Harry in there, like we said before. he's had a phenomenal playoff series, and they just need him in the ball game.
O'Malley pressured by Anderson. Tight defense. Lipinski. Dribble drive by Brown. Nice penetration. And he cans it. Cuts
These
Norristown.
guys might be 15 and 11, but these guys can play some basketball. They're a gutsy team.
You can't give Harry Allen that one. That's his first three-pointer of the night.
That's what's so scary about Norristown. Any one of the 5 guys to come down and hit a jumper like that.
Tipped out of bounds. Good defensive play by Harry Allen. I think he tipped it. The Tiger forward Lipinski tried to save it, stepped on the line. And Harry Allen will take a seat with 3 fouls. Rock Green enters the game. They're not going to lose any offense.
They don't lose too much with Rock Green. But Harry, there's too much time left in the third quarter for Harry to be in here with 3 fouls, so he had to go out.
Green runs the baseline. Looks inside to Perry. Doesn't give it. Anderson splits the defense.
Oh, baby.
And the power move by Al Giddens. His second bucket of the night.
Good timeout by Tunkhannock. I think they see Norristown's inside game starting to flourish, and they had to do something to stop that inside game, because if Al Giddens can get the ball inside like that, these guys can't stop him.
No, he'll wear them out.
I think for most of the year he stopped himself. But when he goes to the bench and they foul him, he's been unable to make the foul shots, but he seemed to be putting the shot in tonight.
The Tunkhannock coaching staff really letting into the players right now. I think they're trying to fire them up a little bit. It's a crucial time in this game, down 16, halfway through the third quarter.
Well, Mark, they didn't come out with the same fire that came out at the start of the game. I mean, I think that one of the guards is going to the hoop successfully twice in the second half, but the rest of the team doesn't seem to be fired up like they were in the first half. But like we mentioned before, it's really a dangerous time for this team, because they're down by 16, and with Norristown's pressure, you know, they could be down by 20 in a hurry, and you know, you don't ever want to be down to Norristown by 20. I don't care if you're in the district title game or a state play. You don't want to be down by 20 points.
High-low from O'Malley to Kinney, out of bounds, off Norristown. Joe, the Tigers are working a nice little offense, have guys open in the middle, just are not able to, maybe it's their skill level, they're not able to complete the pass. It's not quick enough. Rock Green's attempt falls short, and Tunkhannock comes away with it, up court. Jeff Flood, crossover to Brown, blocked. Cross-court pass again, a man open, but the Eagles in the passing lane. There you go, that's the way to capitalize.
That was an important basket, Mark, because on the previous turnover, Norristown came down and got nothing off the turnover, and this time they cashed it in.
Now, there are times when Norristown goes to the basket, maybe they should pull up and shoot that little 5-foot jumper. There's been several times where there are times when you need to go strong to the hole, but I don't see anybody pulling up, taking that open 5-foot jumper.
Yeah, absolutely right. They don't pull up that. They go straight to the hoop, and I think they try to draw the foul, but they haven't been, in the last couple of games they haven't been getting it.
Flood in the middle, where he's been successful before. However, that one comes off the back of the iron. John Cresswell pushes the ball up to Green. Finger roll. Won't go again. Kenny down the lane with a nice pass from, that's Brown. We'll go to the foul line for 2.
One thing about when you play Norristown, even if you're down 20 points, you're always in the game because they don't take much time off the clock.
It certainly doesn't seem to bother the Eagles when they miss an opportunity. And maybe that's the character that they need for the style of basketball that they play. They're just going to outshoot you. They may miss some, but they're going to get many more shots.
Like we mentioned earlier in the season when we started doing these broadcasts, Coach Gresham said he'd rather have Norristown take 80 shots rather than 40 shots because that's their style of game. If they take 80 shots, they may make 40 and score 80 points. And he doesn't believe a team can outscore. If it gets above 80, he doesn't think a team that can outscore Norristown.
Well, we haven't seen that yet this year. Green along the baseline. Eagles work against Tunkhannock zone. Anderson stops and pops. That's Willie Anderson's first field goal for the night for 4 points.
Oh, big three-pointer by E.J. O'Malley. You know, Mark, even though Norristown is a second-place team in District 1, I can't envision another team in the state playoffs really wanting to play Norristown. You know, I'd rather play up in Marion because of the style of play that they play than Norristown, because Norristown is constant pressure.
Will Anderson pulls the rebound, but misses the follow.
Norristown's starting to take advantage of the offensive boards like they've done all year now.
But what you're seeing the Tigers not do is when a shot goes up on one side, they're letting that offside forward for Norristown sneak in without anybody putting a body on them. That's Harry Allen's 4th foul shot for tonight. Check that, not Harry Allen, Derek Perry.
I tell you, Mark, when Norristown is making their free throws, they are really a tough team.
That's Derek 5 for 6 for tonight, much better than last week. Flood over to Brown, drives on Perry, stolen away by Anderson, and Green comes away with the ball. Perry slips, but recovers. Oh, high-low. Ooh, nice, just a hair off, Joe.
That's something Norristown hasn't done much of, you know, flashing the man to the middle, and then hitting the low post. They don't do much of that. They could do an awful lot more.
Just under 1:25 left in the 3rd quarter. I'm not sure I understand. Oh, I think. Tunkhannock trying to hold for one. Substitution for Norristown. That's Brian Nealman entered the game.
I believe this is his first action in playoffs.
First outside the last few seconds in the game against Plymouth Whitemarsh. First meaningful minutes. And they may need that time. They may need somebody with some experience.
And he's definitely got the height, Mark.
Ken Kinney gives the Tigers 35. That's 52-35 Norristown on top. 40 seconds to go. Perry inside.
I'll tell you, Mark, they can exploit that middle. It's wide open.
Perry now with 16 points on the night. And it's like Brian Nealman called for his first.
I'll tell you, Mark, this is a great time to put Brian Nealman in the game. He's a big guy. Norristown can use his height, and he can get some playoff experience because, like you said before, you never know, who's going to be ready for what game, and they're going to need everybody on the bench to be ready.
Cross-court pass, saved by Bob Brown, but steps on the sideline. Norristown will have 10 seconds to get off a shot to end this 3rd quarter.
You know, Mark, that last turnover seemed like it was unforced, but Norristown's pressure is always there. They always force these turnovers.
And Perry will take it from 3, bounces around and won't go. However, Norristown extends their lead by 10 for a total of 19. For a lead at 54-35 with 1 quarter to play. Has this game somewhat at hand.
It doesn't seem like Norristown is winning by that much by the way the game's been played, but that's what they do to you. They pressure the whole game. Next thing you know, they're winning by 19 points.
Well, Tunkhannock suffered that quarter with some very poor shooting, only scoring 9 points in that quarter. They'll need more to get back in this game.
They didn't get very many shots that time. They had a lot of turnovers, and they just didn't get a lot of shots at the basket. If you can't get the shots, you can't score points.